Cadet Field. Glad to have you with us on this beautiful night for baseball. A matchup tonight between the visiting Gilbert Tigers and your Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets. The Iowa High School Athletic Association and the North Central Conference believe that promoting sportsmanship through high school sports is crucial for creating a positive atmosphere for everyone involved, including spectators, officials, coaches, and our student athletes. In conjunction with the expectations of our Girls Union and Boys Association and the NCC, please cheer on your team, treat everyone with respect, and let the results of this contest stand as an honest competition between high school student athletes. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Tonight at Cadet Field, it is Little League night, and so before we introduce the starting lineups for the varsity game tonight, I want to welcome onto the field some young cadets being taught baseball skills and good character and learning the fun game of baseball over in Alden. Grateful for each of the volunteer coaches. The minors are coached by Greg Winters and Dustin Bartling, Ryan Robison and Court Nicazo, Ryan Allen and Jory McDowell, Jordan Sheehan, Nolan Rolene, and Lisa Kruko. And the majors teams being coached by Ryan Keeker, Trent Orlick, and Brock Jacobson, Jeremy Clemens, Nolan Rolene, and Landon Hoverston, and Ben Jass, Aaron Heyer, and Jarrett Itis. Thank you to the coaches. Begin tonight with the starting lineups for the visiting Gilbert Tigers. Leading off and playing center field, number 2, Tommy McGuire. Batting second, the shortstop, number 10, Ian Eldridge. Batting third, the second baseman, number 12, Alden Short. Batting fourth, number 20, the third baseman, Matt Zaz. Batting fifth, number 15, the catcher, Blake Bell. And batting sixth for the Tigers, number 27, Micah Leva, the left fielder. Batting seventh for the Tigers, playing first base, number 30, Trip Sturgill. Batting eighth for the Tigers and pitching tonight, number 6, Josh Grauwinkle. And batting ninth, playing right field, number 3, Braden Howard. And now, the starting lineups for your Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets. Batting first, wearing number 11 and playing second base, Tate Ziesman. Batting second, wearing number 3, the designated hitter, Kyler Patton. Will be hitting for our center fielder, number 7, Hayden Reed. Batting third, number 17, the shortstop, Rain Petrie. And batting fourth and pitching tonight, or playing at first base tonight, Ryder Petrie. Wearing number 8 and playing right field tonight, Brady Lancaster. Tonight's pitcher, number 13, Brody McNeil. Playing catcher tonight, number 20, Brooks Hickman. Your left fielder, number 12, Andrew Bartlett. And number 25, the third baseman, Keaton Mulford. At this time, we ask everyone to please stand, remove your caps, face the flag out in left field as we honor our great nation with the playing of our national anthem.
And at long last, Tigers fans, the rain will stay away for this one here in Iowa Falls. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Gilbert Tigers Baseball here on Tiger Broadcast. My name is Kale Sleazer, and it is once again my honor and privilege to be the voice of Gilbert Tigers Baseball this season. Tigers are back on the road to take on the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets, who come into tonight with a record of 5-7. They just won against AGWSR 4-3 on Tuesday. The Tigers were rained out last night. More on that later. And back on Tuesday, they faced the buzzsaw of the number 2 in the state, Pella Dutch. Lost that one a tough 10-0 in 5 innings. Tigers are looking to get back into the win column tonight behind Raccoon River Conference ERA leader Josh Grauwinkle. And he will be facing Brody McNeil on the other side. We'll get you his numbers here on Varsity Bound. McNeil, a sophomore, has played in 3 games, has started 1. Bit of a rough 8.65 ERA, 12 runs, only 7 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings pitched. And folks, if there is one thing you need to keep an eye on tonight, it's the walks and hit by pitches between these two teams. A very telling stat between these two teams. Gilbert, with their average and on-base percentage split, 297 average with a 430 on base, a 133-point difference. Between Iowa Falls-Alden's 262 average and 318 on base, only a difference of 56 points. Gilbert, in 12 games, has walked 60 times and been hit by 22 pitches. And for IFA, in 12 games, only 19 walks and 6 hit by pitches. So a very big discipline difference between these two teams. And Tommy McGuire, in his typical leadoff spot, will take a strike to start festivities here on a beautiful Friday night in north central Iowa. Great view tonight from our Tiger Broadcast mobile unit, as that's a spike ball behind everybody. Iowa Falls-Alden told us we would be on top of the visitors' dugout, and they were not kidding. We are on top of the visitors' dugout. This is one of the more unique spots that I've been calling a ball game in my 6 years behind the mic. I think my mom can appreciate the bolted-in ladder up to the top of the dugout for safety purposes to get up here. Got set up just fine, solid camera angle. Right next to the concession stand. And a great crowd tonight. Here's the 2-1 to McGuire. Taken just outside, 3-1. Tommy has been the Energizer Bunny of this offense. 477 average, 582 on base percentage. Raccoon River Conference leading 3 triples, 10 RBI, 15 runs. As he fouls that one off a very tall screen. He swiped 4 bags and has started all 13 games for these Tigers, as the count on him is now full. Ian Eldred, the shortstop, awaits on deck. You could hear Coach Gall in the dugout before the game saying, "We're scoring first," as that one is hit well to right, but it is directly into the glove of right fielder Brady Lancaster for out number 1. Good at bat from Tommy, just couldn't get it away from the leather and right. That'll be a hearty L9 line out, and here comes Eldred. Had a great offensive season, batting .333 with a .434 on bases, driven in 11. Team leading 5 stolen bases, and has started all 13 games for these Tigers. That one skips in the dirt for a ball, as Matt Zaz will jog over from the dugout to get that one. And the 1-0 to Ian. Big swing and a miss. That one tailed down. Count 1-1. Not a lot of wind tonight. Lightly blowing from center field kind of over to left. So it could prove slightly problematic for a left fielder out there, but it's really barely a breeze. Count is 1-2. Alden short awaits on deck. That one misses low, 2-2. It's been funny to watch the newly created Instagram account for these Gilbert Tigers. They had a fun little Photoshop today of putting Alden Short's face above the ballpark location, since we are in Iowa Falls, Alden, as that is grounded to third. A strong throw to first will retire Eldred. 2 up, 2 down, and we'll see if Alden can start a rally in Iowa Falls, Alden. Short's batting .302 with a .367 on base, has a home run, 9 RBI, and 12 runs scored in 12 games. So he takes just outside for ball 1. Infield playing a little bit farther back except for third base. Playing in front of the line just a bit, as that one is up the middle for a base hit, and we'll see if this starts a 2-out rally for the Tigers, as cleanup man Matt Zaz has a chance in the first. Zaz has been very fun to watch this year, has been very disciplined at the plate. A .300 average and a .475 on base. Has only driven in 2, but he has done a very good job of keeping the line moving for these Tigers, as Alden Short is checked on at first. Tigers have a very busy slate next week, as that is in the dirt for a ball. On Monday, the Tigers host a doubleheader at home against Boone. Then on Tuesday, it's back on the road at Dallas Center Grimes. Then Wednesday, it's at Ballard, having a very strong season on top of the Raccoon River Conference. And then Thursday, the Tigers go just a shade east over to Nevada. Pretty easy drive to that one. So that one's chopped foul. 1-1. Should the inning continue, Blake Bell is on deck in the 5 spot. 1-1, top of inning number 1, 1 runner on with 2 away. And a check on Short again at first. He dives back in safely. And the 1-1. Clips the top edge of the zone for a strike. Not a bad offering there for McNeil. Not a bad one for Zaz to take either, but I have to protect down 1 and 2. And there goes Short, and that skips in the dirt. It'll be a clean steal for Alden. Not a bad block by Brooks Hickman back there. Now runner in scoring position. Let's see if Zaz can get that 3rd RBI on the year. Short not being held on directly at second, getting a little bit of a bigger lead over there. And, ooh, just missed the zone. 3 and 2. Good take from Zazi. Great crowd on hand tonight. It's Little League night here in Iowa Falls, Alden at Cadet Field. A couple of Little League teams recognized on the field before this one, as that is on the ground to second. And it's bobbled a bit at second, so Zaz reaches safely. It'll be an E4. But the inning continues for Blake Bell, who has been excellent with 2 outs this year. Tate Zeisman, the second baseman, had to range to his left a fair distance there. But it's a play that he probably should have made, so we'll score it an E4. Runners on the corners, 2 away for Bell. Keep an eye on that signature first pitch swing as Bell takes a strike. As many of you Tiger fans know, we've compiled a nice highlight tape for Blake. A lot of first pitch swings, likes to attack early in counts and drive runs in. He's got 7 RBI on the year. This would be a great spot for number 8. 0-1. That one is hit to right field, and camping under it and making the catch is Brady Lancaster. Bell gave it a ride, but not quite far enough. So the Tigers can't capitalize with runners on the corners. We'll be back with the bottom of the first in just a moment.
Leading off for the Cadets, second baseman number 11, Tate Ziesman.
Tate Ziesman leads off the offensive effort for the Cadets tonight here at Cadet Field. Kale Sleazer here with you on Tiger Broadcast. Glad to see 20 of you here with us, including Activities Director Ian Smith. Very excited for the game tonight, especially after the rain out yesterday, as that's a called strike from Josh Grawinkel. Josh has been a very pleasant surprise out of this Tigers rotation. Raccoon River Conference leading 0.51 ERA coming into this one. That one's fouled back to the screen. 7 runs are on Josh's line, but only 1 of them is earned. Hasn't had the best luck with the defense behind him, but has set the standard for this Tiger team, being one of those senior leaders that Coach Gall tapped early in the year. And, ooh, just missed there. Gilbert crowd wanted a strike. Counts 1 and 2. Another great crowd tonight from the traveling Tiger faithful. Always great to see warm, welcoming smiles walking into the ballpark with our mobile unit. That's squibbed on the ground. Eldred's going to have to charge in. Bare hands. Throw to first. Not quite in time. It was a good effort from Eldred. That ball died on the grass. A little bit taller grass here in Iowa Falls.
Now batting number 3, Tyler.
For Ziesman. And here is DH Kyler Patton. That misses high for a ball. Double play ball is in order for the Tigers. Played some solid infield defense during warm-ups tonight. Got that double play ball down a little better than usual. Here's the 1-0. That one is roped into center for a base hit. Runners will move up 90 feet, and it's back-to-back singles to start the Cadet offense.
Now back to the Cadet, shortstop number 17, Ray Petrie.
And here's the first of what I'm assuming is two brothers in the lineup. Rain Petrie, the shortstop. That misses high. Rain has been an offensive leader, as Bell will talk it over with Grauwinkle briefly. Rain is batting .333 with a .368 on base. Has the lone team home run with 10 RBI and has started all 12 games. And then Ryder on deck. Ryder Petrie batting .382 with a .447, has 6 RBI and has also started all 12 games. 1-0. That skips in the dirt, and Bell can't find it briefly. That's long enough for runners to advance, and Grauwinkle's got himself in a pickle here in the first. Tigers have lost 3 of their last 4, looking to get back into the win column tonight. So that one just misses down low, 3-0. Infield single by Ziesman. Then Patton drove one up the middle moments ago. Now standing at second and third. And there's a called strike. The wind and the 3-1. Called strike. Good frame by Bell at the knees. And Grauwinkle fights back to get the count full. The triple play ball not in order anymore. That's got to happen one of these days, right? 3-2. On the ground, cleanly gloved by Zaz. He'll go to the plate, and the tag out by Bell. Good defense from Zazi to save a run. And it'll now be runners on the corners with one away. A lot of 5-2 fielders' choices here from the Tigers these last couple of weeks. And now a conventional double play ball can get the Tigers out of this inning. Good job by Zaz to field it, set his feet, and then throw. Pitch. Called strike right at the letters. This is Ryder Petrie. Ryder, the younger brother of the two, assuming these two are brothers. Ryder, a freshman. Rain, beforehand, a sophomore. As the runner goes, that's popped up. That'll get out of play toward the batting cages just beyond the right field fence. Count is 0-2 on the cleanup man. Brady Lancaster, the right fielder, is on deck. He had 2 putouts back in the top of the first. Stayed busy. That misses high. 1-2. Good vibes at this ballpark. It's more of a press hut at the top of the home dugout. You can see on your screen. Very small concrete block structure. That one is lined just past Alden, short into center field. The Cadets will strike first in this one. So that is right down Main Street for a single. Cadets scored 1 run in every inning of the JV game. Tigers lost that one 4-1. And Ryder Petrie has an RBI single. 3 hits in the inning for the Cadets. That one misses high to Lancaster. We'll get his numbers here on the season. Lancaster has started all 12 games. .258 average, .324 on base. 3 runs driven in, 3 runs scored. 1-0. Big swing and a miss. Good fastball action from Josh there. Adjust the camera just a little bit. Get the home plate umpire in the shot there. Good frame from Bell for a strike at the upper third. Leyva, Sturgill, Grauwinkle will be up in the top of the second. And the Tigers get their second turn. 1-2. Foul tipped into the glove for strike 3, and that is out number 2. First punch out of this ball game is rung up on Lancaster. And it'll be up to Brody McNeil trying to help his own cause with runners on first and second, 2 away. Retired the first 2 batters. Then a single from short and an error from Zaz got him into a little bit of trouble, but got Bell to fly out to right. First pitch to him. Just a bit high for ball 1. Grauwinkle looks back to second. Looks back again. And fires. That's popped up. Alden short calls for it on the edge of the outfield grass. Makes the catch, and that ends the inning with the Cadets strike first. We go to the second in a 1-run ball game. We won't go to break quite yet. So, as you Tiger fans know, yesterday was a rainout. So I have a comparison here that I whipped up before the game started. So I live, for context, my fiance is a graduate assistant at Iowa State, so I live on campus. I left from Iowa State's campus in Ames, just 15 minutes down the road from Gilbert. No rain. As I start approaching the north side of town, there's some sprinkles starting to fall. By the time I cross the city limits into Gilbert, you can see on the left side of your screen, it is an absolute downpour. At 4:10 p.m., when I was about to leave the parking lot, that's what it looked like. The poor Carlisle kids were running to the bus trying to dodge the rain. And by the time I left, it was going to be another 30 minutes of downpour. But by the time I got back to my place of living on Iowa State's campus about 15 minutes later, not a drop. Partly cloudy, pretty sunny, honestly. So that rain system truly stayed in the city limits of Gilbert yesterday. It was very odd. I've never seen weather like that cancel a ball game so close to a spot where it was borderline sunny skies. So, a bit of an oddity yesterday. And that's your episode of Iowa Weather is Whack, brought to you by Cale Sleazer here on Tiger Broadcast. As Micah Leyva will prepare to bat. Micah is in left field tonight. Braden Howard playing in right, batting in ninth. Get Micah's numbers up for you here on the season while he gets announced. Micah has played in every game. He's batting .294 with a .368 on base and has scored 3 runs. Really good offensive burst compared to last season for Micah. It's been really good to see. He's been pretty confident on that pitcher's mound, too. But had a rough night against those number 2 Pella Dutch on the mound. But most pitchers in this state would have trouble with that team. They are a favorite to win state the way that they are playing right now. So that misses inside for a ball. Josh Grauwinkle will jog to get that stray baseball. Here's the 1-0. And that's a called strike on the edge. Game 4 of the NBA Finals should be started by now. Pacers lead that one 2-1. And they are currently leading 24-21 over the Thunder with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. So that one misses down low. Another masterful performance from Iowa State alum Tyrese Halliburton back on Sunday. And how about TJ McConnell off the bench? Timely points, timely assists. I think he had 5 steals off the bench as well. Really sparked the offense late for those Pacers. So that one misses just high. 3-1 on Leyva. Despite being up 2-1 and having game 4 at home, the Thunder still have better odds to win than the Pacers. They still have a 67% chance to win the finals. They did win 68 games in the regular season. As that's on the ground to second, it'll be a routine 4-3 put out on Leyva. And that is out number 1. But the Pacers now tied against the Thunder at 24 apiece with 4:40 left in the first quarter, in case any of you fans at home are keeping track. Struck well by Leyva, but just on the ground right at Tate Ziesman. Here's Sturgill in his regular spot at first base defensively. has a clean sheet defensively, no errors for him on the defensive side. And as far as his offensive numbers, he has been solid. Bat's slipping a bit lately, but he started off hot. 225 average, 380 on base is taking his walks, and has driven in 10 runs in 13 games. Was the team RBI leader for a little bit, as he takes up high, 2-0. Tripp's also done fairly well on the mound. Has a win and 2 saves. Kind of started out in the starting rotation, but has bled into more of a bullpen role, which is a spot where he has really shined the last 2 years as he takes down low 3-0. And here's what I was talking about during the brief pregame portion. Tigers have a much higher on-base percentage split than Iowa Falls-Alden. And Tripp Sturgill shows it there. He takes the one-out walk, doesn't even need to lift the bat off his shoulder, and takes the free pass. First walk we've seen in this game. And we'll see if Grauwinkle can help his cause. Grauwinkle's bat has been heating up these last few games as he shows bunt. It's right at the pitcher, but it'll do the job. It's a 1-3 sacrifice bunt as Sturgill hustled over to second, and now it'll be 2 away with a runner in scoring position for Mr. Hustle, Braden Howard.
Right fielder number 3, Braden Howard.
Grauwinkle does a good job of laying down those bunts when asked, and now we'll have a battery meeting between Hickman and McNeil. Potential tying run in scoring position. Braden Howard, a force in that 9 spot these last couple of seasons for the Tigers, batting .318 with a .444 on base. And has driven in 4 runs in 10 games. He can find the gaps in the infield and drive a line drive, or he can lay down a bunt and beat you with his track star speed. First pitch to Braden. That's on the ground. That is going to get up the middle for a base hit. Sturgill will park it third wisely. Good stop by Coach Gall. And that's what I'm talking about from Braden Howard. Found a hole right down Main Street. And it is runners on the corners, and we're back to the top of the order with Tommy McGuire. Second knock of the game for the Tigers. Sturgill on third, Howard on first. Let's see if Braden decides to swipe a bag here. Would not surprise me with 2 away and a runner on third. Braden's being held on. Not running. Tommy tries to lay down a bunt. And it's off the screen. This is probably one of the tallest high school screens that I've seen at a high school ballpark. Definitely minor league, major league baseball level. I would say it's at least 40 feet high. So I feel very safe behind this this screen here on top of the visitors' dugout. That is driven up the middle for a base hit. Tommy McGuire ties the game. Braden Howard stops at second, and it's 1 apiece here in Iowa Falls. Great 2-out rally from the Tigers. And we'll see if Ian Eldred can hit one of his signature gappers or get one to the corner. Has loved that left center field gap these last couple of weeks. Had a bases clearing triple earlier this week that went all the way to the right field corner. And both teams now have 3 hits and 1 run apiece. As Eldred takes outside for a ball. Ian grounded out to third last time. And a move over to second by McNeil. Everybody goes back. McNeil gets set and fires the 1-0. Called strike, lower outside corner. Also right by the concession stand here by the visitors' dugout. I have to respect them having pickles on the side for their, I assume there's burgers back there. I see some barbecue sauce. Better sauce spread considering high school concession stand standards. That was fouled right by Alden short, but everyone's okay despite the hooting and hollering from the Tigers dugout. There's definitely more life in this dugout this year. Tigers have already tied their regular season win total from last season, and the next win pushes them over the edge here in the middle of June, here on Friday the 13th. Yeah, stepping off and resetting is McNeil. McNeil will lead off the bottom of the second when these cadets bat again, but the Tigers tying this game and looking for more. 1-2 to Eldred. That's a wild pitch that gets away, and the speedsters of Howard and McGuire will advance 90 feet. Counts even at 2 with 2 away. Here in inning number 2. McNeil gets the sign from Hickman. Winds and fires. That one is hit to center field. Running back and making a backpedaling catch is the designated player Hayden Reed, and that ends the inning. But the Tigers tie it up. It's 1-1 after 1.5 here in Iowa Falls. Fortunate Son playing over the speakers here as we have a tie ball game in Iowa Falls-Alden. Welcome back to Tiger Broadcast. Cale Sleezer here with you. Glad to see 25 of you here with us. And happy to report that the stream is purring. We are alive and well. Not the strongest signal we've ever had with the Verizon 5G ultra wideband hotspot provided by Brett Bell, my uncle and Blake Bell's dad. Only about 3 out of 5 bars right now, but holding up pretty well so far. That one is driven into the gap for a base hit, and good hustle by Tommy McGuire to run that one down and hold Brooks Hickman to a single. So McNeil was the final out of the previous inning, and we'll now see a courtesy runner come in. I see a 24. This is going to be Boston Smuck running at first. So we are in the bottom of inning number 2 now. First pitch ambush and a single from Hickman. Already 7 hits in this ball game. Runner is moving station to station so far. That one misses just high for ball 1 on Andrew Bartlett. Bartlett, the left fielder in tonight's contest, as he pops this one up. This is going to get foul out of play toward the parking lot. And it looks like that dodged all the cars out there. Pacers Thunder update. Pacers are up 31-28 with 1:39 left in quarter number 1 in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Joey Pyfron liked that scoreline. So that one misses high. 2-1. I think you guys could actually see Joey give the thumbs up there. We got his hat right there on the screen. Second one from left. 2-1 from Grauwinkle. That one's popped up. Let's see if it stays in play. It will not, as it goes off the top of the press hut. And I think a Cadet Little Leaguer caught that off the bounce, off the roof of the press hut. That was a nice snag by the youngster over there, running around in jubilation. You love to see that. Count is 2-2 on the number 8 hitter Bartlett, with Keaton Mulford, the third baseman, awaiting on deck. Just down low, count is full. And the payoff pitch from Grauwinkle. Swing! And a foul tip into the glove for strike 3. And punch out number 2 from Grauwinkle. Both strikeouts have been off of foul tips. Glove flashing back there from Blake Bell behind the dish. First offering to Mulford is down low. Try and get Keaton's numbers up here on varsity bound. Mulford has started all 12 games. The senior is batting .214 with a .290 on base and has driven in 1 and scored 4. Grauwinkle checks on the runner, now throws back. And diving back in safely is the courtesy runner, Boston Smuck. Running for Brooks Hickman after that leadoff single. Squared up into that right center field gap. There's very tall grass here at Cadet Field, so anything in the grass has been slowed down a little bit. So that one misses down low for ball 2. In case any of you folks missed the bottom of the first inning, Ian Eldred had a tough play off the bat of Tate Ziesman. Hit a chopper in the grass that died pretty quickly. Eldred had to field it and throw to first. He just missed it. If that would have been a ground ball at Gilbert, that probably would have been an out, as that is swung on and missed by Mulford for strike 1. Grauwinkle gets a sign he likes from Bell. And fires the 2-1. Good frame by Bell, strike 2. Should the inning continue, barring a double play, we'll go back to the top of the order with Ziesman, who had that aforementioned infield single that died in the grass in front of Ian Eldred at shortstop. 2-2. Popped up. Could be trouble, but caught on a bunny hop from Eldred. It was floating toward no man's land there in shallow left, but Eldred got a great beat on that ball, and it will be a P6 putout for out number 2. Tie ball game between the Tigers and Cadets early in this one. Tigers looking to improve to 8-6. Cadets looking to improve to 6-7. So that's a called strike on Ziesman. Ziesman coming into this game has started all 12 games. .268 average, .318 on base. Oddly enough, has not driven in a run yet. That one misses high. One and 1, 2 away in inning number 2. Grauwinkle looking to put up his first goose egg of the evening. That one swung on and missed. Some nice heat there from Grauwinkle. Count is 1-2. Kyler Patton, the DH, waits on deck should the inning continue. Grauwinkle in a good spot here, up 1-2 in the count. And here it comes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That ends the inning. 3 strikeouts in 2 innings of action from Josh Grauwinkle. We are tied in Iowa Falls-Alden after 2 innings. Folks, don't you dare go anywhere. We got good Friday night baseball here in North Central Iowa. Heart of the Tiger order here in the top of the third. Short, Zaz, Bell. Alden had a single back in the first to try and spark a 2-out rally. 1-1 our score. Great crowd on hand here at Cadet Field tonight. So that one is a called strike, framed nicely by Hickman behind the dish. McNeil gets the sign and fires. That tails low, 1-1. NBA Finals update at the end of quarter number 1. Pacers lead the Thunder 35-34. One. Big swing and a miss from short. Count as 1-2. One, 2 for McNeil, down low, 2-2. A little bit of a later start time here in Iowa Falls tonight. Some schools like to have a 5:30, 7:30 JV varsity split as opposed to what Gilbert prefers at 5 and 7. So that one's popped up, drifting to the right, and this is going to get out of play. And Tripp Sturgill tried to make a jumping catch over the bullpen railing there. Couldn't quite reel it in, but good effort from the first baseman slash bullpen reliever. Not any serious tossing out there by Sturgill yet, just getting loose. So that one just misses high. Good take from short, 3-2. Payoff pitch from McNeil, popped up in front of the dugout, calling for the ball and making the catch is Ryder Petrie. It looked like that might have gotten close to our territory here, but it died in the air. Had to keep an eye on that ball. So it'll be a P3 pop out for short, and here comes Matt Zaz, who reached on an E4 from Tate Ziesman to keep the first inning alive. And Zaz will wisely call time there. Very long pause from Brody McNeil there. Zaz was ready for a good 10 seconds there and said, you know what, I'm going to reset. Not a bad decision there from the third baseman. That's on the ground to shortstop. It's cleanly gloved. Throw to first is in time. So 5-3 put out on one pitch. Here comes Bell. Bell hit it well to right last time, but got just a little bit under it.
Number 15, Blake Bell.
First one to Bell. Spike ball in the dirt, 1-0. Wind almost non-existent now. American flag in left is at a near standstill. 1-0. That one is hit well into left center field. That one is going to one-hop the wall. This is going to be a stand-up, 2-out double for Bell. And revs the lawnmower with the jelly leg at second. Great celebration. Arguably the best wrinkle of this Tiger offense. As Joey Pyfron will come in and run for Bell, have to give a shout out to Joey's numbers here, courtesy running. He has been kind of a secret weapon base running for these Tigers. As Joey has scored 6 runs and is 4 for 4 with stolen bases, running most often for Bell after he gets on base. But that's the first extra base hit of this game. We can add that one to part 2 of the highlight reel that we're putting together for Blake. That was squared up very well. Here's Micah Leyva. Takes down low in the dirt, and Joey's going to go for third, and the ball squirts out of the glove. It'll be a stolen base. That was a bit of a gamble there from Joey, but it pays off. And the count is 1-0 on Leyva. Now just needs a flare to score Pyfron. Both sides now with 4 hits apiece. 1-0. That's chopped on the ground to shortstop. Cleanly gloved. Throw to first is corralled nicely by Ryder Petrie in the dirt. And that ends the inning. Tigers threaten with a double from Bell, but do not score. We go to the bottom of the third. Still 1-1. Bottom of the third, and number 3 at the bottom of the order, or at number 2. I was looking at the Tigers lineup and not the Cadets lineup. Cadets have 2, 3, 4, starting with number 3, Kyler Patton, who had that single in the first that helped get Ziesman around to score off the bat of Ryder Petrie, who is in the hole. That one misses for a ball. Tight ball game here in Iowa Falls. Big swing and a miss from Patton. Count 1-1. Grauwinkle gave up a leadoff single last inning, but then shut it down after that. So that fastball misses high, 2-1. NBA final score update. Thunder are up by 1, 44-43 over the Pacers with about 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Big swing and a miss. Count 2-2. Grauwinkle's taken something off of these pitches. Patton seems to be fooled by off speed. If I'm Josh, I just do that again. 2-2. Called! Strike 3, outer third. Good frame from Bell. And now back-to-back strikeouts by Grauwinkle on Ziesman and Patton after giving up singles to them in the first. Good bounce back from the senior. Here is Rain Petrie, the shortstop. Grounded out into that 5-2 fielder's choice. Good heads-up play from Matt Zaz. That misses for a ball to throw out the runner at home. And if it weren't for that play, the Tigers would still be trailing in this game. Zaz has been very underrated at third base this season. That one is hit. Jumping grab by Ian Eldred. Just off of our camera shot. Maybe the camera did get that one. That was a great catch from Ian. That was close. I'll have to check the replay and see if our camera got that. But what a snag from Eldred. Great first step on the line drive, and it'll be an L6 off of Rain. And here comes Ryder. Swing and a miss at the curveball. Grauwinkle is feeling that one this inning. 0-1. Chopped on the ground. Eldred at short. Fires to first. Dug out nicely by Sturgill, and that's a 1-2-3 from Grauwinkle as he gets a roar from the Tiger faithful. We're through 3 innings of baseball here between the Tigers and Cadets. We're tied at 1. Folks, don't you dare go anywhere. We'll be right back. Top of inning number 4, bottom of the order for the Tigers, Sturgill, Grauwinkle, Howard in a 1-1 stalemate. Took a look at the replay over the inning break. We just missed that leaping catch by Ian Eldred. It was a great catch. He came down on the camera shot, but didn't quite get him jumping up just off the right edge of the screen. Unfortunate. That's the drawback of being on a side camera angle during road games. Can't quite get everything. So that one misses down low for a ball, but that's what I try and be here for, be as descriptive as possible. More of a radio-style broadcast, being a little bit more descriptive than you would be on just a true TV broadcast. 1-0 to Sturgill, and that plunks him in the elbow to the joy of the Tiger dugout. Tripp's been plunked by a lot of baseballs this year. He drew a walk his first time. I don't think he was wearing his elbow guard that time, so that one's going to hurt a little bit more in the morning. That is the 6th hit by pitch that Sturgill's been plunked by. And a bunch shown by Grauwinkle. It's a good one. He does the job again. And out at first. The throw was a bit high, but corralled by Ryder Petrie. And Grauwinkle lays down his 2nd sack bunt of the night. Good job by the senior. And let's see if Mr. Hustle can drive another one into a gap. Sturgill bouncing around at second base, getting a big lead. First pitch to Braden, just a little bit high. Both teams have gotten runners in scoring position several times tonight, but have only managed to scratch across one apiece. Pitchers have bent, but have not broken. Great high school action here on a Friday night. 1-0. Up high, 2-0 on Braden. Braden trying to keep it moving for Tommy McGuire in the on-deck circle. Tommy drove in that run in the top of the 2nd inning. 2-0. Called strike toward the outer third. Back and forth we go in the NBA Finals, 46-45 Thunder. About halfway through the second quarter. 2-1 is framed on the lower edge. Tigers trying to take their first lead of the night. After Sturgill got plunked by a pitch and then Grauwinkle advanced him on a sac bunt. Swing and a miss by Howard. He goes down for out number 2. First punch out of the night for Brody McNeil. And we're back to the top of the order with Tommy. I wouldn't say Sturgill has blazing speed at second base, but he runs the bases fairly well. We'll see if Coach Gall gets aggressive here with 2 outs. If Tommy can get one over the infield here. First pitch to him. In the dirt, it squibs away. There goes Sturgill to third, and that solves that problem. It'll be a pass ball. That one squibbed under the legs of Brooks Hickman, or through the 5-hole if you're any hockey fans out there. I haven't checked on the Stanley Cup in a while. I'm a Blackhawks fan, so there hasn't been a lot to cheer about there for Chicago hockey. As that one misses tight. And dodging that one is Tommy. 2-0 the count. Two away, runner on third for number 2, Tommy McGuire. Ian Eldred on deck should the inning continue. 2-0 for McNeil. That's on the ground to second. It's cleanly gloved. Throw to first is in time, and the Tigers can't push across. A leadoff hit by pitch from Sturgill. We go to the bottom of the 4th. We're still tied at 1 here at Cadet Field. Bottom of the 4th, and 5, 6, 7 for the Cadet lineup. Brady Lancaster, Brody McNeil, and Brooks Hickman. A quick dive into the box score of Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Looks like Pascal Siakam is leading the charge for the Pacers. He has 10 points and 4 steals through a quarter and a half. Thunder still lead that one by 1. So that one misses high for a ball. It also looks like NBA fan favorite Alex Caruso has 9 points off the bench for the Thunder. 1-0 from Grauwinkle. There's a strike, framed nicely by Bell. That glove has had some nice twitch to it tonight. Lancaster struck out his last time, one of 3 strikeout victims claimed by Grauwinkle. Framed at the knees nicely by Bell for strike 2. Wouldn't surprise me if Grauwinkle went for an out-of-zone curveball here. Here it comes. Yes, sir, in the dirt for strike 3. Bell gathers, throws on target, and Lancaster punches out for the second time on that Grauwinkle curveball. Now Brody McNeil will try and help his own cause. It's been a great pitcher's duel between him and Grauwinkle. McNeil recorded an out last time. That one's popped up right to Grauwinkle on the mound. He'll barely have to move. And that's one way to do that. Don't see a P1 very often. That'll bring up Brooks Hickman.
Cadet catcher number 20, Brooks Hickman.
Hickman had a nice single to lead off the third inning, I believe, or perhaps it was the second. It was to lead off an inning. So that one's a called strike. I'll have to show you folks how I keep score one of these days. It's a little bit disorganized, I will admit. I don't keep a conventional scorecard. I just keep a Google Drive document. So that one is fouled back. I've been doing it since I started back at Linmar High School during COVID. Here's the 0-2. So that skips in the dirt from Grauwinkle. 1 and 2. I just write down the 1 through 9 and then the pitcher spot, and I type in order what everybody does. So, for example, Tommy McGuire, L9, comma, RBI, single, comma, 4-3, comma. Just kind of in order that way. You don't really see what inning everybody does things in. But how about Grauwinkle in the fourth, striking out 2? And through 4 innings, we are still tied at 1. Don't you dare go anywhere, folks. We're still at a deadlock tie here at Cadet Field between the Tigers and Cadets. Meat of the Tiger order here in the top of the 5th. Eldred, short, Zaz. Eldred is 0 for 2, but as Tiger fans know, Eldred bats over the years are known to start a spark for this offense. Never got to see older brother Eli play, but put up great numbers along with my cousin and Blake Bell's older brother Alec back in 2023 in their senior season. As that's a called strike to Ian Eldred. Oh, one for McNeil. Oh, ouch. That hit Ian square in the shoulder blade. He'll walk that one off. That's going to leave a mark. That was scary. That bared in on Ian at the last second. It could have easily hit him somewhere else, but turned that shoulder blade quick enough to avoid getting hit in the helmet or maybe even the neck. Second time a Tiger has been hit by a pitch tonight. Trip Sturgill, the first one to be plunked in the previous inning. It is still Brody McNeil on the mound. Doesn't look like there is any action in the Cadet pen, as a strike is taken by Short. Short singled in the first to start a 2-out rally, but the Tigers couldn't push across a run until the next inning. 1-1 tie as we enter the back half of this one. Another scenic, beautiful night here in central Iowa. That one is hit into center. Eldred was on the run. He'll have to go back to first as that one is lined out to designated player Hayden Reed. Squared it up, but short lines out to center. Here's Zaz. Zaz reached on an error back in the first. Wind is at a virtual standstill. It's definitely been a pitcher's environment tonight, as that's a lob throw back to first to check on Ian. Blake Bell awaits on deck. He had a nice double to the left center field gap back in the third. There goes Eldred. Called strike, throw to second, gets away from everybody, and Eldred will advance to third. And Eldred's going to try for home. Here's the throw. It's too high. There's your spark from Ian Eldred, taking advantage of a throwing error. Had third base no problem, but said, you know what, we're going to stir the pot. 2-1 Tigers. Scores all the way from first. And that uniform is nice and dusty. That'll hit the washer tonight, I'm sure. So Eldred gets a steal of second, and then it's an E2 on the catcher Hickman to score that run. And that one misses low to Zaz. That run on McNeil is unearned for now. We'll see how that holds up. That one misses 2-1. Eldred got 2 free bases there off the error. So depending on how the rest of the Tiger offense does here, we'll need to scratch across 2 bases for that run to then be earned on McNeil. As Zaz chased that one in the dirt, it's 2-2. And that's very good news if you're Josh Grauwinkle. Josh has been dealing 4 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, and just the 1 run in the first. Since then, goose eggs. 2-2. That misses outside to Zaz, 3-2. 3 minutes left in the second quarter between Thunder and Pacers. Thunder lead 53-50. Back and forth affair there in Indianapolis. Payoff pitch, foul back. And a resounding ring off of the pole that holds up the netting. Zaz has reached once tonight on an error. Another 3-2. Popped up. That'll get foul out of play toward a crowd of cadet Little Leaguers who will heartily chase for that ball. It's always great to see little kids chasing after foul balls. Back in my Indiana days calling for the Northern League back at Brian Jennings Field, home of the Generals, if you brought the foul balls back to the concession stand, as that's a walk from Zaz, gets a resounding cheer from the dugout as he draws a free pass. But foul balls in Indiana at Brian Jennings Field, we call them the flying dollar. If you take a foul ball back to the dugout, it's worth $1. So if you put on your best Zach Hampel impression, you're bound to make a few bucks. Hampel, a famous home run snagger at the major league level, likes to travel major league ballparks, get home run balls. That's a called strike on Bell. Took one right at the letters. Bell has the hit of the night so far as length. Had that left center field double his last time up. 0-1. That's going to be a wild pitch that gets back to the backstop, and Zaz is in scoring position with 1 away. And in a game like this where 1 run feels like 10, a second run in this inning would be monumental for the Tigers. Looking to get back in the win column. Split a doubleheader against Winterset on Monday. Then a hard loss to the number 2 ranked Pella Dutch on Tuesday. Then a rain out last night. That game will be made up on July 8th, by the way. That is now the last scheduled regular season game for these Tigers. We'll see if that shifts around senior night. And time is called. I am keeping a very close eye on the end of that schedule because my fiance and I are planning on taking a 4th of July trip back to her hometown of Sioux City over in western Iowa. Just want to make sure we're back in time for all Tigers action. Zaz bouncing around at second base. Here's the 1-2 to Bell. Just down low for ball 2. It wasn't a bad frame from Hickman, but McNeil missed his spot just a little bit. Micah Leyva awaits on deck. 2-2 to Bell. That is ripped foul down the third baseline. Skips off of the fence. We'll have another 2-2. Glad to see 25 of you still here with us on Tiger Broadcast. Cale Sleazer here with you. Always a pleasure. And it's been a fun one. Great ball game between two middle-of-the-pack teams in their respective conferences. Swing and a miss. Bell waves at a low curveball. Good offering from McNeil for out number 2. That is the second punch-out of the evening for McNeil. Leyva is 0 for 2, but he's been squaring it up nicely in the last week or so. Matt Zaz is at second. And a move back to check on Zaz. He scampers back in. McNeil gets the sign and fires. That one's in the dirt, and Zaz thought about going, but wisely stopped. It was a good block by Hickman. 2-1 our score. Tigers took the lead moments ago off of some aggressive base running from Ian Eldred that paid off. Stole second. The throw went into center field. Eldred made it to third and then decided to go for home. That one's popped up foul off the top of a very tall screen here at Cadet Field. Count even at 1. On 1. Called strikeout or third. Should the inning continue, Tripp Sturgill awaits on deck. He's reached twice via a free pass and a hit by pitch. I do not envy the left elbow of Tripp Sturgill. It's seen a lot of punishment this week. 1-2. That one is lined right to second base to the waiting leather of Tate Ziesman. And that ends the inning, but Ian Eldred sparks the Tiger offense with aggressive base running. Tigers have their first lead of the night. We go to the bottom of the 5th. And a 1-run ball game, folks. Don't you dare go anywhere. It's getting good here in Iowa Falls. Tripp Sturgill is in the game now for the Tigers. That ends Grauwinkel's night on the mound. Pitched very well. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, no walks, 5 punch-outs, just the 1 earned run in the first. That'll be up to Sturgill to potentially lock down a 3-inning save if he can go the distance. He has 2 on the year. Little bit of defensive musical chairs here. We'll see if we can get it sorted. Seth Popish is now in at first.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th for your Cadets, number 12, Andrew Bartlett.
And that might be it. Just moves it. Pitcher and first base. So Grauwinkle is now out of this game. So that one is a called strike. This is Andrew Bartlett, the 8-hitter, starting off the bottom of the 5th. Bell corrals low, 1-1. Get Tripp's pitching line up here on varsity bound. He works very quickly. That's popped up. I'll get foul out of play. Close to the wooded area. Back behind the concession stand. Tripp's pitched in 5 games. 1 win, 1 loss, 2 saves. As he gets a nice frame from Bell there on the lower third for strike 3. And Bartlett has struck out twice tonight. And here's Keaton Mulford in the 9 spot. But as far as the rest of Sturgill's line, has a 2.19 ERA, 16 strikeouts, now 17 in 16 and a third. So that is on the ground to Eldred. It's cleanly gloved throw to first. Strong throw on target. Pops in the glove of Popish. And 2 quick outs for Sturgill. Sturgill has thrived in the pen this year. Did take a tough loss in the chaos of the Mason City game last Thursday. It was one of those games where it was a cold, drizzly night, and going in, you're thinking this will kind of be one of those wild ones as it's a called strike. It was a back-and-forth affair in Mason City. Trent Wesselman had that majestic grand slam, but the Tigers couldn't hold on to that lead. That check swing went just a little bit too far. And it is 0-2. And this is not Keaton Mulford batting, although he was announced. So that misses 1-2. I seen 11 on the jersey. This is Tate Ziesman, so a little bit turned around on my scorecard there as Mulford just grounded out. Sturgill works so fast, I can barely keep track of my scorecard. Him and Tommy keep me on my toes. So it was a 6-3 ground out by Mulford. Ziesman is down 2-2 in the count. Now evens it up at 3-2. Ziesman has singled and struck out, just like Kyler Patton on deck should the inning continue. That's on the ground, just past the hole on the right side for a base hit. Popish went right over to first. It probably wouldn't have been the easiest play for Seth, but he probably should have gone for that ball. It'll be a single.
That's number 3, Kyler Patton.
So it's 2 outs. The runner on first. Chopping single by Ziesman. He's now 2 for 3. There's a called strike on Patton. And that one is popped foul. Just hurdles some cars back there by the wooded area. Count is now 0-2. 5 hits now for the Cadets after that last one as that misses outside. Ziesman had some happy feet over at first. Bell keeping an eye on him. Should the inning continue, it'll be the first of the Ryder brothers with Rain on deck. He's 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice and a line out. And, ooh, just missing there. Just above the strike zone, 2-2. That one could have gone either way. 2-2 from Sturgill. Lined into center field for a base hit, so this inning will continue. So both Ziesman and Patton have had a single strikeout, single pattern at the top of the order. And a big at-bat coming here with Rain Petrie. There are 2 away in the inning. With 2 runners on, bottom of inning number 5. Tigers just took the lead in the top of the inning thanks to aggressive base running from Ian Eldred. Big swing and a miss at the curve toward the dirt. Halftime score of Game 4 of the NBA Finals, Pacers 60, Thunder 57. To the joy of the Gilbert dugout, and to the joy of yours truly. That one is hit into left center field. This should at least tie the game. One run is in, and it'll be runners on second and third after an RBI double from Rain Petrie. Sturgill has struggled a bit with 2 outs this year. And Coach Gall wants a word. He'll go out to the mound as he calls time. Bell will come out as well. We'll see if the infield joins here. They will not. So we are now tied at 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Runners on second and third. Both sides now have 1 double each. Bell had 1 for the Tigers. And then Rain Petrie had 1 there. The other RBI of this game belongs to brother Ryder in the box. Had that RBI single back in the bottom of the 1st. So that erases a tough win from Grauwinkle's line. As that one is going to be lined off the base. I have never seen that before. That was lined square off of first base. It popped about 20 feet in the air, and that scores a run. One of the most unconventional run-scoring hits you'll ever see. Wow. That honestly might have helped the Tigers there, keep another run from scoring. But Sturgill having a rough inning here. That's now 4 hits. So the Cadets now have another lead. And that one squibs behind Bell. It'll be a pass ball that advances Ryder Petrie to second. Sturgill just needs 1 more out. I've seen some replays of some major leaguers lining one or maybe grounding one off of second base, but that was lined squarely off of first base. So that's foul tipped. Count now 1-1. Next offering. Foul tipped. Strike 2. Should the inning continue, it's going to be Brody McNeil due up next. Brady Lancaster is struck out twice. He's down in the count 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Lancaster now has the hat trick, but damage done. Sturgill's first inning out of the bullpen is a rough one. We're now through 5 innings of baseball. Cadets 3, Tigers 2 here in Iowa Falls. Bottom of the order, top of the 6th for the Tigers. Sturgill, Grauwinkle, Howard. Sturgill will try to redeem himself after giving up 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Coach Gall calling a brief meeting in between innings, kind of telling the guys, you're still in this. There's still time left. Wake up. Let's go. Tigers hanging their heads a little bit after that last half inning. Coach Gall not having any of that. Tigers looking to stay above 500. So that one is popped up. That gets in between some sets of bleachers behind home plate. Sturgill offensively has reached base twice. Walk and a hit by pitch. Brody McNeil still in the game for the Cadets. That one is roped. Line to second base. Ziesman has caught 2 lineouts in the last 2 innings. Last 2 putouts have been L4s. That one had a lot of jump to it. Tough break for Sturgill, as Seth Popish will get his first at-bat of the night in the 8th spot, batting for Grauwinkle. As Popish takes a strike. We'll get Pop's numbers here in a moment. Popish batting .286 with a .474 on base. He's driven in 7 in 11 games, often in the DH spot. So that one misses down low for a ball. Whenever Sturgill pitches, Popish usually takes over at first. That has shown excellent discipline at the plate. His on base almost 200 points higher than his average. That's excellent at any level of competition. So that misses down low. Another good take from Popish, 2-1. About a 188-point difference between average and on base if I'm doing my math correctly. That's on the ground to shortstop. It's cleanly gloved. Throw to first is dug out nicely by Ryder Petrie. And the Tigers are down to their final 4 outs. And we'll see if Mr. Hustle, Braden Howard, can get anything started.
Number 3, Braden Howard.
A Braden bunt wouldn't be a bad idea here. He has not shown bunt yet tonight. The infield is not playing particularly close. And not showing bunt there, taking ball 1 is Howard. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 spots in the Cadets lineup in the bottom of the 6th when we get to that point. Howard, takes a strike. Turned away from that one a little bit, but called on the inner third. One. Called strike. Big turning points here in the 5th inning of this ball game. Eldred scored on some aggressive base running after a wild throw into center, but then the Cadets got 2 back. And, the Cadets thought they had strike 3 there. They were starting to jog off the field, but Howard takes ball 2. Trying to keep the inning alive for Tommy McGuire. Tommy did have that RBI single back in the 2nd. That tails outside, 3-2. As the sun is starting to set. Some beautiful oranges, maybe some yellows and pinks there on that skyline. A little bit washed out by our camera, but a great view here from the top of the visitors' dugout. One of the better views I've had in my 6 years behind the mic, as that is lined right into the glove of the third baseman, Keaton Mulford, and the Tigers cannot buy a hit. 3 lineouts in the last 2 innings. Just some bum luck for the Tigers. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Cadets still lead 3-2 at Cadet Field. We're back with the bottom of inning number 6. Sturgill still on the mound. No action in the Tiger bullpen.
The place for the Cadets, number 13, Brody McNeil.
And here's Brody McNeil, who's 0 for 2 on the night. Starting off in the 6th spot. Sturgill slings a strike. Glad to see 22 of you still here with us on Tiger Broadcast. So that's pop foul out of play. Kale Sleazer here with you. Great ball game tonight. It's been a little bit back and forth. Both sides have had the lead at one point. As that is on the ground to shortstop, cleanly gloved by Eldred. Strong throw to first. Eldred has been sharp defensively tonight. Right to the chest of Popish at first, and McNeil is 0 for 3 after the 6-3 put out. And here's the backstop, Brooks Hickman, who is 1 for 2. Struck out his last time. And that one bears inside for ball 1. Tigers will have the top of the order up next time. That one just missed. And down low, Sturgill falling behind, 3-0. Just needs a get-me-over pitch here. As that one is squibbed foul to the Tiger dugout. Starting to get a little bit colder. Sunset getting a little bit prettier as we've crossed the 9 o'clock threshold. That one is hit well to right, but backpedaling and making the catch is Braden Howard for out number 2. One of the harder hit balls we've seen tonight. The outfield was playing a little bit deeper on that one. Here's Andrew Bartlett, who's had a rough night at the plate. Struck out twice. And was well ahead of that one. Swings and comes up empty for strike 1. And waves at another one, 0-2. Brady Lancaster has a hat trick for the Cadets tonight. Bartlett in danger of doing the same. And he does. Sturgill goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 6th. Turn around your rally caps, folks. I've got mine turned around. We go to the 7th at a 1-run ball game. Top of the order coming up for the Tigers. McGuire, Eldridge, Short. When we come back. New arm on the mound for the Cadets as the final countdown plays over the speakers. Hayden Reed, the sophomore, has pitched in 4 games, started 3, 2-1 record with a 3.11 ERA, has struck out 17 batters in 18 innings. 5 walks, 2 hit batters, 12 runs, only 8 of them earned. Tommy McGuire is the man you want starting this inning for the Tigers. Has the lone RBI tonight. He's also squared up a hearty line out to right. And the Tiger dugout is up and jumping. They just need 1 run to stay alive in this one. Trying to split the week. A win here would make them 2-2. Looking to avoid falling back to 500. Tommy takes a strike. Next offering from Reed, down low for a ball. Ian Eldred on deck. Had the chaos-ensuing scored run back in the 5th after he reached. So that's a called strike. And Tommy will have to fight down in the count. Reed trying for the save with his Cadets up by 1, and that misses high and tight, 2-2. Can feel the energy building in this ballpark. Beautiful ballpark here in Iowa Falls. Great atmosphere, great crowds on both sides. 2-2. That one is lined to third. My goodness, the Tigers just cannot avoid the leather of the Cadet defense. That is 4 lineouts in the last 5 retired batters. I don't believe it. The name of the game of baseball is hit it where they ain't. And the Tigers just haven't done that tonight, even though they've squared it up very well. So that tails low and away to Eldred. This is some of the toughest luck hitting I have ever seen at the high school level. This is my 4th year calling high school baseball. Just unbelievable bad luck for the Tigers tonight. Eldred pops that one up. It'll get foul. And out of play. 1-1, 1 away. With the Tigers trailing by 1. Tigers scored their runs in the 2nd and the 5th. Cadets scored 1 in the 1st and 2 in the 5th. Big swing and a miss from Eldred. Count 1-2. Friendly reminder that the Tigers are back home on Monday, a doubleheader against Boone, who is having a nice season of their own, as that one is swung on and missed. It goes off the chest protector of Hickman. Throw to first. Not in time. Eldred called safe. He thought he had a full strikeout. It skipped away. That might have caught a piece of the home plate umpire. He is down and in pain. Taking a second. That was an odd turn of events. So more chaotic base running, as that is a strikeout on Eldred. And we hope that the home plate umpire is okay, so the athletic trainer will jog on out of the home dugout. That took a bit of a weird hop. And I see a bit of a sheepish smile from the home plate umpire. I think he's just going to take a second here. He's kind of pointing toward his neck, maybe his collarbone on his right side. Good move there by Alden Short, bringing the water from the dugout there. Classy move there from the senior. So 1 on, 1 away. Dugout was screaming at Eldred to run. He ran just in time, and it looks like the home plate umpire will soldier on. Taking a nasty bounce there. That's never where you want to get hit as an umpire. That's one of the only parts of your body that you don't have protection on is that neck area. And it bounced and hit him right there. So here's Alden Short. He has a single and a hearty line out. We'll see if Eldred gets aggressive on the base paths here. He's stirred up chaos tonight. And that one hits short. And now the potential go-ahead run is on base with Matt Zaz coming up. And I wonder if Micah Leyva will get ready here. I heard the dugout say, Micah, get ready. Micah's in the hole. Zaz stands in first and second, 1 away. And stepping off and checking on the runners is Hayden Reed. Reed started in the designated player spot in center field and is trying to get the save for the Cadets. That's on the ground to second. It's bobbled at second. Everybody's going to be safe. Eldred bouncing around at third. He will park at third. And Zaz reaches on the second E4 of the night. Oh, baby. It has not been a great night defensively for Tate Ziesman. His second error while trying to cover a ground out on Matt Zaz. Third error of the night for the Cadets. And now all that Blake Bell needs to do is hit a fly ball to the outfield to tie this game. Bases loaded, one away. Line out, strikeout, but an advance on a wild pitch for Eldred, and then a hit by pitch for short, and Matt Zaz reaches on an E4. First pitch to Bell. That one gets away! We're tied in Iowa Falls! How about that? A wild pitch from Reed ties this game. Second time that Eldred has scored via chaos on the defense. And now a flare to the outfield could give the Tigers a 2-run lead, and here comes Taylor Dukes to run at second for Matt Zaz. Coach Gall pulling the string here. He wants both of these runs home with only one away. Bell doubled to the left center gap his last time. The count is 1-0. Next offering from Reed. Just outside for ball 2. Next offering to Bell. Oh, called strike. That was a very generous strike call as Bell had to dodge that one. Coach Gall shaking his head at third. Bad spot for a missed call there. And that misses outside, 3-1. Could have had bases loaded there. Infield playing in front of the baselines. They are not keen on letting another run score. 3-1. Called strike. Bell thought he had the walk. Big pitch coming up here on Bell. Reed gets the sign. Winds and fires. Outside, ball 4. Good at bat from Bell as that loads the bases. Here comes Micah Leyva. Had a hearty line out to second base to start a string of lineouts for the Tigers. As here comes Pyfron to run for Bell at first. Still only one away, and we're going to have time called here by the Iowa Falls coaching staff. What a game we have been treated to here on a beautiful Friday night in north central Iowa. Here's how it's been drawn up this inning. A line out to third by Tommy McGuire, then a strikeout by Ian Eldred, but the ball got away and Eldred made it to first safely. Then short hit by a pitch. Matt Zaz reached on an E4 to load the bases. Then a wild pitch scored a run to tie the game. And moments ago, Blake Bell working a full count and drawing a walk. Joey Pyfron now running for him at first base. Bases loaded. Pyfron at first, Dukes at second, Short at third. Micah Leyva with the bat. A fly ball to the outfield is all he needs to give the Tigers the lead. Leyva had a huge 2-run single on the road at Ballard last year. In position for another big one here. That one is hit well to left. This should score a run. It's caught about 20 feet in front of the track. Go ahead sac fly for Micah Leyva. Great swing by the sophomore as he gets mobbed in the dugout. Tigers lead 4-3. As Short scores, there's 2 away. That might be the hardest ball I've ever seen hit off the bat of Micah Leyva. For a split second there, I thought that ball had a chance of reaching the fence. And only missed the fence by about 15 feet. Here's Tripp Sturgill. That one is hit well to left center field. This is going to find a gap. 1 run is in. Pyfron being waved around. And no throw to the plate. Trip Sturgill, two-run double, revs the lawnmower as the Tiger faithful are going bananas. Sturgill redeems himself from a rough fifth inning. And now he has a chance to get the win. 4 runs home in the inning for the Tigers. Never, ever, ever count out the Gilbert Tigers. They always make it interesting in the late innings. And they are very keen on staying above 500. First one to Popish is a strike. Next offering. That one's popped up. And that just gets out of play, not too far away from our mobile setup. First hit of the inning is a huge one off the bat of Sturgill. Trying to keep the line moving here is Popish. Braden Howard is on deck. 0-2. Misses high and tight. 1-2. Popish hitting in Grauwinkle's spot in the 8-hole. He grounded out 6-3 last time. Braden Howard on deck is 1 for 3. Singled his first time and then had a hearty line out to end the previous inning. 1-2. That one is squared. Line out to shortstop. My goodness, the line outs have been prevalent tonight. But the Tigers score 4. And we'll see if Trip Sturgill will return to the mound to try for the win. He is grabbing the baseball and walking out to the mound. And we'll see if Sturgill redemption is on the docket tonight. As the Tigers lead by 3. Or it's actually going to be Matt Zaz pitching. Sturgill picked up the ball by the mound and then put it down. Matt Zaz is going to try for the save. It looks like Sturgill will return to first. Don't you go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back after this break. We'll come back a little bit early to set the scene. Tigers scored 4 in the top of the 7th to keep this game alive. Matt Zaz is on the mound to try and get his second save of the year. He's pitched 7 2/3 innings with an impressive 0.91 ERA. He has struck out 6 and only walked 1 and given up 1 run. Opponent batting average only sits at 154. It'll be the bottom of the order, starting at the bottom of the order for the Cadets. Keaton Mulford in the 9 spot, and then it's back to the top with Tate Zeisman and Kyler Patton, who are both 2 for 3 with a strikeout on the night. Tigers just need 3 outs for the comeback victory here in north central Iowa as the sun has almost completely set. It is 9:21 p.m. local time. Called strike to start the inning for Zaz. And to think, if we go back to the first inning, Zaz had that big fielder's choice. He threw out a runner at home, which I'm sure would have definitely changed the approach of the Tiger offense, being down 2 instead of 1 in the top of the 7th. Game was tied on a wild pitch. Michael Leyva had the go-ahead sac fly, and then Trip Sturgill had the big hit with the 2-run double. 0-2. On the ground to third, this is short. Throw to first on the money for out number 1.
For your That's number 11, Tate Ziesman.
Ziesman's had a rough night defensively. He's had 2 errors. Helped snowball things the previous inning. Most lopsided inning of the evening. Tigers putting up a 4 spot as that one tails outside for a ball. 1-0 from Zaz. Foul back to the screen. Tigers looking to hold on and improve to 8-6. Cadets looking to avoid slipping and falling to 5-8 on the season. As that one is swung on and missed, it pops out of the glove of Bell, but it's a strike nonetheless. Zaz shaking off signs. He knows what he wants. 1-2. Fouled back to the screen. Zaz had that electric save on the road at Carroll last week. Shook off a lot of strike 2 calls from Bell. Zazie knows what he wants on strike 3. He will throw what he wants. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's out number 2, and the final out of the night rests on the shoulders of Kyler Patton, the DH. The Tiger bullpen has been very good this year between Zaz and Sturgill. Sturgill on the hook for the win, which he has deserved, as that's a called strike. Sturgill did give up 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. But pitched a scoreless 6 and then had the big blow with the 2-run double in the previous inning. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Zaz needs 1 more strike to cap the comeback for the Tigers. Is this the one? Not quite, as that's fouled back to the screen. Should the inning continue, the Petrie brothers are up next in Rain and Ryder. Combined 3 RBI between the 2 of them. Another 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3! Tigers win! Tigers complete the comeback, down 1 in the top of the 7th, and win this game by a score of 6-3, and they split the week. It was a pitcher's duel through the first few innings. Grauwinkle pitched great, 4 innings, 4 hits, 5 strikeouts, just the 1 earned run. Starter Brody McNeil pitched great for the Cadets. 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 2 runs, only 1 of them was earned. But the floodgates opened in the 7th inning. It was started from some more Eldred chaos. He struck out, but the pitch got wild and away. He managed to make it to first. Then a hit by pitch by Short. Zaz reached on an error. A wild pitch tied the game. Blake Bell drew a walk. Michael Leyva hit a screaming sac fly to left to take the lead. Tripp Sturgill with the big blow, a 2-run double. And Matt Zaz shuts it down for his 2nd save of the year. And that is the best possible way you can spend a Friday night. Folks, the rally caps work. I turn it around for a reason. It works. And it paid off tonight. Tigers win 6-3. They improve to 8-6 on the year. A recap of next week's slate. They take on a very strong Boone team in a doubleheader at home on Monday. Then Tuesday, the Tigers travel to Dallas Center Grimes, followed by another road game at the boisterous Ballard Bombers on Wednesday. They've had a very good year. I think they only have 2 losses to this point. And I'm sure they will be looking for revenge after the senior night stun last year. Then Thursday, the Tigers go just a shade out east to take on Nevada in Nevada. Until then, my name is Kale Sleazer. Thank you so much for joining me here on Tiger Broadcast. What a treat of a ball game that was. Very well played by both sides. I'm sure it'll be a fun bus ride home for Coach Gall and the Tigers. We'll see you on Monday. Stay safe out there, folks, and have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Go Tigers!